It's Zerg time for the Starbow unit analysis and upgrades and all that good stuff that's changing with Starbow. There are still going to be changes done in the future. I'm glad if you came from the Terran unit tester, but we're going to begin with the Zerg now, very quick. We're going to try and make this video a little shorter. So yeah, changes to the Zerg. Not much when it comes to vipers. When it comes to buildings, we got all the standard buildings. We have a viper nest to basically replace the queen's nest from Brood War, as well as replace the infestation pit. So this is going to be the building you need to build to make a hive. We have the defiler mound. The defiler mind. That structure does not look cool. It's like an evolution chamber with things sticking out of it and rocks coming out of the side. I don't know. That's what I see when I see this thing. I see that's the evolution chamber, right? Looks the same. Yeah. Hey! I think I see a bit of that extractor right there. There's an extractor. But the defiler mound will allow you to make defilers, another staple to Brood War that everyone loves. But let's go to the units. We have our standard Zerglings. Actually, I need to make some Banelings so I can show you what Banelings are like. Got Baneling speed, pretty simple. That's the only upgrade they've got. Zergling speed, I already got it. Metabolic boost, same thing as usual. Adrenal glands, same thing as Starcraft 2. As you can see, they don't get wings, unfortunately, which would have been a little cool, but they're fast. They also run... That's weird. Did they run like this in StarCraft 2? Because they look really weird like that, but that's okay. Banelings, we got all this goodness. Corrosive damage. Alright, so you can read that, see what corrosive damage means. So we've got explosive, corrosive... Wait. Corrosive? I guess it's just explosive and corrosive. So we've got corrosive damage here. It can enable it to attack buildings. You just click it. You just right-click it, left-click it, and it becomes G from F. So they'll do 50 damage to buildings. How much do they do right now? 36 to pretty much everything. It's versus a shield of light units. That's 200%. Dang, that's like 72 damage. But these two units are pretty standard, and we know what they do. The Hydra has been moved to Hatchery. So these are all the Hatchery units. Get out of here, lurkers. These are all the Hatchery units that you can make. From the Hatchery, you got your Hydralisks now. Hydra Den over here. We have Grooved Spines, give your Hydras +1 attack, and Muscular Augments, faster speed. We're going to get both of those. However, the Hydralisks, again, like the Marines, they've been docked down some range. So the ranges of these battles are going to be a little bit closer packed together because the range of the ranged units are a little shorter than StarCraft 2. But in Brood War, this is sort of how it was. They are slow. Man, you thought StarCraft 2 Hydralisks were slow? These are slow. We'll see how fast they are when they get that upgrade. Queens! Now, you're probably thinking, what are all these new upgrades? Why do they look so weird? These are the campaign queens. I believe the campaign in Heart of the Swarm, where you're the larva and you become the queen inside the Protoss spaceship. That's the model they used here. We have creep tumors. They don't look. That kind of looks like creep tumor, I guess, but same thing. Creep tumors do the same thing that they always do. Inject Larva is different now because it doesn't just give you 4 extra larvae anymore after 40 seconds. What it does is it increases the spawn rate of these 3 larvae. So if I have 3 larvae here and I just inject larva, nothing's happening. This is actually a waste of an inject larva. If I make something, now it's being useful. Because now larva is going to be produced. Because these became eggs, larva is going to be produced 65% faster. As you can see, larva already coming out. You can do it again. Here's the thing. You can have 1 queen inject 2 hatcheries and be perfectly fine. Why? Because it only costs 15 energy to inject both of these hatcheries at the same time, right? So we can just make stuff really fast, really cool. We'll get that adrenal glands too. So yeah, that's another feature, the queens. So you're no longer going to be able to stockpile larvae now. You won't have hatcheries that have 18 larvae and then it's like, oh man, I'm almost about to kill him. Let me make a zillion lings. The power of multiple hatcheries is your friend. As you can see, I have 7 hatcheries right now, so you'll want a lot of hatcheries. As you can see, the Zerglings, as they run, they pack up, but they are not good friends. They do not like each other at all. And this is actually more Zerg-like than the Zerg in StarCraft II, because I could almost see bugs doing this. Like they're all packed together, and then they're like, ew, I don't want to be next to you. Let me scoot over to the side here. Don't want to be next to you. So that actually is a cool feature. I actually like that a lot better. We have the Nurturing Swarm. Now this is interesting. I'm not actually sure what this does. It releases a cloud of nurturing insects at a targeted biological unit or structure, restoring 75 hit points at a target. If used on a morphing structure, these insects will increase the structure's morph rate by 100% for 20 seconds. So I would assume that this is, I mean, it's 25 energy, and so you can use it 4 times, but like as you're morphing, say, an evolution chamber, you would do this. Yeah, and it makes it faster. That is pretty damn awesome. So you could actually, like, you're about to make a Hydra... Oops, that's not a Hydra. You know, this could make rushes, actually, as Zerg very interesting. Well, that was a weird build-up. So you're basically making these buildings way faster than normal. And this also acts as a healing thing. Can I put it on... No, I can't put it on, you know, autocast. But this is like... I think this would be cool on like Ultralisks and stuff. Like units with big, chunky health bars. Maybe even Broodlords. Actually, I'm mistaken. There are no Broodlords in this game. And I need to go and morph more Mutalisks to show you guys the Devourer and the Guardian later on. So yeah, that's pretty much the Queen. Now you have to enrage it in order for it to actually gain its attack, so it just becomes red and then it attacks. And it now does 9 damage to everything. Pretty good. Acid Spines, I believe, is the air, so it still has 7 range to the air and 5 range to the ground. However, against the ground, it does, look at that, 18, because it has 2 attacks. 18 damage to the ground unit, so this is a powerful ground fighter, actually. However, it only lasts for 20 seconds. Right? But you can just instantly cast this. There's no cooldown because the cooldown is the duration of the spell. So that's pretty interesting. Oh, our Mutalisks are here. Let's put them over to the Hive section over here. And apparently air units love each other. Yeah, apparently air units. Man, air units showing some love here. There's these Zerglings on the ground, these Hydras on the ground. They don't want to touch each other at all. But these Mutalisks are getting in each other's faces. We're gonna make 2 of each one, and you guys can screw off. So that's it for the hatchery. Very interesting there. You've got your upgrades. Nothing new there. Hydra Den, spawning pool, and Baneling's Nest. So let's go over to the lair. We still have Overseers, but they do not have Contaminate anymore. We still got the Great Changelings, which are awesome. Oh, we just saw those Guardians pop out. But we have the Changelings. Good scouting units. Maybe I'll go scout over here and over here. They're just really good. 50 energy from 200. Pretty sick deal. Mutalisks are like Mutalisks are. 9 damage, Glaive Worm. They bounce off onto other units. They have very fast movement speed, and because you're able to bring them together like this and they stay like this, I think Vikings are going to be very effective against this, because remember, the Vikings do splash damage against Mutalisks, or against air units in general. We have the Brood War favorite that every Zerg player in StarCraft II has been missing for like the past how many years? The Scourge. It does 110 since we no longer need these Mutalisks anymore. Boom! That's right, 110 damage, as you can see. Just really good, really cheap. units that you can make for 25.75, and you get 2, just like a Zergling. So that's some sick value there. They are suicide units, just like the Banelings. So the Zerg is really pumping up their arsenal here with a lot of different units. The Roach has been moved, alright? This is a big thing. The Roach has been moved to Lair Tech with the Roach Warren here. Apparently, when I was selecting the Roaches, like, if I don't have this Roach Warren, what can I... Actually, I kind of want to get that Evolve Tunnel. Allows Roaches to use Tunnel ability, which temporarily burrows the Roach for a few seconds. While burrowed, the Roach moves at an increased pace, which is really cool, right? Moves. So I'm just going to show you something that's kind of weird that I found. So this happens. When I go and make roaches, it says I could use an impaler den. I'm wondering if that's something they're intending to put in later on. Which would be cool. For those of you who played the campaigns, the impaler den was... Or the impaler was a unit that was basically not the opposite, but the sister to the lurker, and it was a sieging lurker, basically, that didn't do splash. It was a single target unit. But yeah, the Roach has been changed a little bit. Apparently, I guess this is tunnel, which means burrow, so that's what I'm gonna assume it is. They attack a little different. They have a range of 3 now, so 4. Their range has been cut because they now do 16 damage to everything. And look at their attack. Look at that. They shoot fire. They're like dragons. That's pretty cool. And of course we have the lurkers that come from the Hydralisk. As you can see, the Hydralisk, you can morph them into lurkers. Same price as usual. You burrow these things. And yeah. Everything caught within that radius is going to be damaged. So you could even run Zerglings on this, like if you have an army, if you've got an army here and your lurkers are here, you can run some Zerglings here and attack the Zerg. Well, if the army is here, your lurkers will probably attack it. You can do some pretty cool things. This is a very good area control unit because you can just like stick 5 of them here, and if any army comes down here, they're just gonna get slaughtered. Especially if they're a bioforest. Yeah, and the Vipers have become a lair unit now. They are the unit and the building you need to make the hive. And the Viper has no new abilities, but you do have to upgrade Abduct and upgrade Consume. And what is Ensnare? Ensnare basically is the Queen ability. Those things look so funny. So it's Queen ability. It's got a projectile now, so... Right, it's got a projectile, so you gotta watch out for that. But it slows things down by 30% their speed and lasts 15 seconds. So you can actually... This is a pretty good unit to like chase things down. You throw this Ensnare up, and they can't really move very quickly. So that's it for the lair units. We have the hive units now. We got 4 of them, but 2 of them are produced from the Mutalisk. So I'm pretty sure the Mutalisk is going to be a staple in any matchup because it gives you access to these 2 amazing units right here. The Guardian is a sieged ranged unit. As you can see, it does long range damage, 9 range. Boom, and it shoots little balls. Adam does 25 standard damage, 2 armor. Just a standard good unit. Well, let's see how fast they actually attack. 1. Not too fast, so this is definitely a long range bombard unit. Devourers, as you know, were the new unit in Brood War. They do 25 damage, but only to air. These are anti-air units. They have an ability called Blight now. In Brood War, what they did was, they had these acid spores. Right? They can only attack air, so let's use it on one of these overseers here. So when they attack, they create... Where's the acid spores? The Devourer's attack applies a stack of acid spores to the enemy unit. So in Brood War, it would actually say like acid spore stack 1. Maybe it only works on nits, I don't know. It should say like acid spore stack 4 or something like that. And what it does is it decreases their attack speed. So these are really cool anti-air units. Unfortunately, they wouldn't be very useful against a carrier because the carrier's attack doesn't come from the carrier itself, it comes from the interceptors, so it won't actually slow down the interceptors at all. But we have Blight, a new ability. Apparently it only works on ground? Or is this a channeling? What the? Why does it stay? Oh, it stayed. The Devourer is stuck. Okay. So is it just not allowed to move? Spews acid on the ground at the targeted area, causing up to 150 damage to... What? It's not causing any damage, I don't think. Ground units and structures. Well, these are ground units. Huh. Well, it looks like Blight needs some fixing, but that sounds disgustingly... Well, I guess because the battles are so slow, you could probably target fire these Devourers, but that's nuts. Deals 150 damage over 30 seconds, 5 damage a second, which is not too bad. That's cool. That'll be fun to play. So yeah, the Spire, similar upgrades, nothing new there. We can actually get that. Alright, off to the... Oh, we're actually still at the Hive units. We've got these great things, these Defilers. They look really funny. I'm sorry. These things look hilarious. Defiler, you have to get Consume and Plague. We'll get those in a jiffy. I want Plague first. The Dark Swarm is an awesome ability. There it is. Wow, and it actually looks exactly like Dark Swarm from Brood War. It's pretty cool. Summons a dark cloud in targeted area, which causes ground units within it to be immune to range damage. Only take half damage from area effect attacks. So, if you got a lot of Zerglings, and there's Hydralisks attacking from outside of the Dark Swarm, these Zerglings will take 0 damage. Look at that. 0 damage. As well as, if you drop a Storm on these Zerglings, it'll only do half the damage. So it'll do 40 damage instead of 80 damage. Although on Zerglings that doesn't matter because they only have 35 health. But it drastically reduces the damage that Storm will do. Which is really cool because if someone storms you, boom, bring up the Dark Swarm. Your guys will take half damage. That's pretty awesome. We now have Plague. Plague is cool. Does it work on friendlies? It does work on friendly units. Plague is a really cool ability. What it does is it just takes damage over time on things. It lasts 40 seconds. It does up to 200 damage. And get this, you can use this on buildings. So if you hide one of these bad boys into an enemy base, man, I'm gonna bring back one of these and plague all my base, all these structures at the end, and we'll see what happens. The Ultralisks are a lot smaller, and this is gonna be great for Zerg players. Look at this. You can actually... I'm pretty sure only one Ultralisk could fit through here in StarCraft II. Now, these Ultras have been on a diet, or maybe they're baby Ultras, I don't know. These have been on a diet. 2 of them can walk through here now at the same time, and Ultralisks work the same way. Alright, and I think they do their splash damage around. They should? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Actually, we can test this out. While you guys get together. No! Ultralisks now do single target fire. They can only hit one thing at a time. Where's my Devourer? These things are slow as hell. One big thing is that creep no longer... Oh wait, Zerg units. Zerg moves faster on creep. Okay, so that's still there. Alright. So, Plague. 125 energy, you can only use it once. You can use it on buildings. At least in Brood War you could. Can you still do it here? Yes, you can. So this is great against Protoss, because Protoss units, remember, their buildings can't regenerate their health. So you can actually bring an entire Protoss base down to 1 health and only have the shields. Go in and literally only have to do half the damage. It would take half the time to take out a Protoss base than it would normally. Pair that with EMP, and I think you've got a 2v2 system that works pretty well, but this is late game stuff, and I don't think a 2v2 will lead to that point. But, I mean, if you're against a Protoss player, you plague all their units, and then you EMP them, you've literally taken out all their health. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. We have upgrades. I'm going to talk about the Hive, or the Hatchery upgrades in just a second, then that's pretty much it. The Ultralisks get their chitinous plating, if that's how you pronounce it, as well as faster movement speed. That's going to be cool. Defile Mine, we already did that, and everything else is pretty much done. Alright, and so we've got the Hive, the Lair, the Hatchery, the building that upgrades good stuff. Overlords and Overseers get faster movement speed. This is, anyone who's played any StarCraft will know this upgrade, as well as Ventral Sacs, which allows Overlords to become dropships. Burrow is still here as well. I don't know if you can actually get that on Hive or not. We'll find out. Let's find out. I'm curious. We're gonna destroy our own Hive just to find out. You can get Burrow at Hive. I mean, at Hatchery, excuse me. But here is the crazy thing that I saw that really got me excited about this for Zerg. Tunneling Claws for drones, queens, Zerglings, Hydralisks, Defilers, and Ultralisks. Wow. This is gonna be cool to play with. I'm not really quite sure what to think about this. Like, that just seems OP to me. Like, to be able to walk Defilers into a Protoss base, like, it almost demands cannons. But to have a Defiler just pop out here and just plague all of your probes, that is the most painful thing. However, the big thing is that it does not kill units. It brings them down to 1 HP. So it will not kill units, and it doesn't affect shields as well. So I guess it works against Terrans pretty well, right? But I mean, to have drones be able to, you're going to be able to hide drones going to bases to make new hatcheries. If the maps are really big, Zerglings can do this. Hydralisks can now do this. So detection is now really important, guys. Detection is going to be important against Zerg, especially once they get their lair or their hive. All they need to do is have Burrow, and they can get this. That is pretty unprecedented. Let's just check out. Abduct is the same. Actually, it's slower. Is that slower? What's the range? Okay. Wow. I'm pretty sure that even if this is like flying away, yeah, once it hits, it hits. Consume, ensnare, all that good jazz. Overseers can see detectors. What were the detectors? Oh, the detectors were just the overlords. So now you still have to make overseers as detectors. Overlords are not detectors yet. We're just gonna get the hatchery goodness. We're gonna check this out. This is what I really want to see, but it's 100 and I want to see burrowed. I want to see burrowed drones, man. That sounds so cool. So we've got burrow. Everything can burrow, right? Everything can burrow. Be sure to be advised, if you click burrow while they're moving, they will slow down, decelerate, and then burrow. We got everything note, lurkers can burrow without the upgrade. That's still there. Yeah, every ground unit. This does not look burrowed at all, but apparently it is. How far are we at? Halfway. Dang. No creep tumors. I mean, no creep tumors. No creep colonies. No colonies of creeps coming at you. Okay. So that's always good. As you can see, took out about 100 health, and it's been recharging its health because it's a Zerg structure. But come on. this will mark the end of this video. I think this video is about half an hour. But yeah, I guess I'll take the time to thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a bit of it, and I hope about Zerg if you're planning on playing Zerg. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how this goes. I've watched a few games of Starbow, and you know, the pros seem to be figuring things out, but for those of us that aren't like that, let's check this out. Oh my goodness. This is what scares me. Good. No banelings can do it. That's good. Zerglings can do this now. Can roaches? Oh my gosh, they're so fast. But they can only stay burrowed for 12 seconds. Receives 75% of attacks. Temporarily burrow and increase its movement speed. Oh, that's pretty cool. Alright, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like the video if it was helpful to you. And what is this? Passive? Oh my goodness, you can make lurkers ignore enemies. So it's like the hold fire for the ghosts. That's pretty awesome. Alright, thanks for watching.